Hello everyone. So we have already completed socialism in Russia and now we'll move to a turbulent time, the 1905 revolution. So turbulent time means kind of very unstable time. So Russia was an autocracy. What is autocracy? That means it is a system of government in which the power will remain in the hands of one person. And who was ruling in Russia? Tsar Nicholas II. So at the beginning of the 20th century, Tsar was not subject to parliament. That means he used to do whatever he wishes. If there is no parliament, no constitution, that means there is no rules and regulations that he has to follow. So liberals in Russia, they campaigned to end this state of affairs. They wanted to put an end to this kind of rule. So along with the social democrats and socialist revolutionaries plus peasants and workers, these liberals, they during the revolution of 1905 demanded a constitution. And who supported them? They were supported in the empire by nationalists. Nationalist means those who work for the nation, those who feel proud for nation, do something for nation. And in Muslim dominated areas by jihadists. Who are these jihadists? They are the Muslim reformers within the Russian Empire. They wanted to bring some changes within the Muslim Empire. And these jihadists, they wanted modernized Islam so that they can lead their societies. So these nationalists and jihadists, they used to support these liberals. Now let's see what happened before this 1905 revolution. So in the year 1904, it was particularly a bad one. Why? What happened during the year 1904? See, prices of essential goods rose so quickly that real wages declined. So what is the meaning of this real wages? Let's take an example. Suppose before you are getting rupees 100 salary, and now also you are getting rupees 100. Earlier the bread price was rupees 10 and now it increased to rupees 20. So in this rupees 100, how many bread you can buy? 10. And here 5. See, wages are still same, but it could buy only few. Earlier it could buy 10, but now it is reduced to only 5 breads. So this is the real wages declined. It means it reflects the quantities of goods which the wages will actually buy. So it declined by 20%. The membership of Workers' Association rose dramatically. And when 4 members of the Assembly of Russian Workers, so there was an Assembly of Russian Workers, when 4 members of this Assembly, and this Assembly of Russian Workers had been formed in the year 1904. When 4 members of this group were dismissed at this Putilov Iron Works, so there was call for industrial action. Industrial action means it is a kind of strike. And for the next few days, 110,000 workers in St. Petersburg, they went on strike. And what were their demand? 3 demands were there. First is reduction in the working day to 8 hours. Earlier they used to work for 10 to 12 hours. So they wanted reduction in the working day to 8 hours. Second is increase in wages. And third is improvement in working conditions. And when this procession of workers, and their leader was, who was leading them? Father Gapon. When they reached the Winter Palace, it was attacked by the police and Cossacks. Cossacks means the military people. So this military people and the police, they attacked these workers, and about 100 workers were killed and 300 were wounded. So this incident came to be known as Bloody Sunday, and for this a series of events started which came to be known as the 1905 revolution. And what are those? Just see, strikes took place all over the country, universities closed down, when student bodies staged walkouts. So when students, they also went for strike, universities closed down. And what was their complaint? They complained about the lack of civil liberties. There is no proper law and order in the country, and that is why all these are happening. So that was their main complaint. So lawyers, doctors, engineers and other middle class workers, they also established the Union of Unions and demanded a constituent assembly. So during the 1905 revolution, Tsar allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament or Duma. So now Russia has already formed its parliament, and for a brief period while during the revolution, there also existed a large number of trade unions and factory committees made up of factory workers. And after 1905, most committees and unions, they worked unofficially. Why? Because they were declared illegal, and severe restrictions were also placed on the political activity. Although parliament has been formed, but still the power is in the hands of Tsar. So Tsar dismissed the first Duma, first parliament, within 75 days. He cancelled that one and again re-elected the second Duma within 3 months. And why he was doing all these things? Because he did not want any questioning of his authority or any reduction in his power. So whatever decisions Tsar was taking, or whatever he was forming any rules or regulations, he wanted that no person should question that authority, question his authority. And his greatest fear was that he might lose his power. So for that reason only he dismissed the first Duma within 75 days and re-elected the second Duma. Even he changed the voting laws and packed the third Duma. So second Duma was also over. Again he formed the third Duma with the conservative politicians. And in that third Duma, liberals and revolutionaries were kept out. No liberals and revolutionaries were there in the third Duma. Only conservative politicians. Conservative politicians means these people, they don't want any change. Whatever is going on, they will follow that. But liberals and revolutionaries, they wanted change in the society. That is why Tsar kept them out of the third Duma which he has formed. Thank you.